Hello everyone, Shroomworks here. Welcome to episode number 10 of Let's Play Avorion. Quite a bit has changed in the game since last episode. The economy patch has been released, as well as the salvaging patch, and I'll be going over those two relatively shortly. So, first of all, due to the patches, a little bit of trouble with the ship. As you can see here, it's no longer red, and that is because I've lost all of my crew due to the patches. But since the game is still in development, something like that is to be expected. I'm not all too mad about it, although it was quite a hassle to find out how to get the crew back, or rather how to get it crewed again. I was stranded in the middle of a sector with no way out, so unfortunately I had to use a console command in order to fill up the ship. This is very useful if you run into a bug like this after a patch. You have absolutely no crew left. You can use a console command to fill up your ship with crew. However, the crew that is being filled into the ship is untrained crew. As you can see here, all of this is untrained. This console command is of course very useful for situations like these, but also for creativity mode, where you need a lot of crew when you build a large ship. Okay, definitely advise against it though. If you have already crew on the ship, this was a note right next to the console command. Don't use it if you already have trained crew on your ship, because you will lose all of them. Okay, let's get into the economy patch, and we stay with the crew because crew has been changed quite a bit. The crew pay, for example, before you would need to take this sum and multiply it by 3, because every cycle, which is 3 hours, you would pay this sum per hour. So after 3 hours you would need to multiply this sum by 3 in order to get the actual sum that you will need to pay. That has been changed. Crew pay is now down by 1/3. No. Correction. Crew pay is only 1/3 of what it was previously. So what you see here is exactly what you're going to pay each cycle, which is of course 3 hours. As for the crew itself, the morale of the crew, as you can see here, morale 100%. Morale does sink if you don't have enough required, what's it called? Officers. If you don't have enough required officers or no officers at all, morale is going to drop. After it reaches 0%, it takes about half an hour before crew is starting to leave your ship. So you have half an hour to get enough officers to man your ship, so that morale can climb again. Then stations have now station-specific crew. For example, it is more likely that a repair dock, for example, has some officers. Even more likely is it for what's this? Military outpost to have military crew, such as the officers. The percentage is higher. So stations have crew depending on the station type. A mine, for example, will have more miners. You know? Makes sense. And then let's take a look again at the hire crew button, because now you have request transport. But that only works if you have vacant space on your ship. Currently I don't require more than 300 additional crewmen. This is for bulk transport of crew. No longer do you have to, for the miners here for example, you have 35 mechanics. Oh great, only 35 mechanics? Great, now I have to fly around all the stations and look for mechanics. Now you can request transports for more than 300 of them. So filling up a large ship is definitely much easier, but it's only working if you're standing with the faction is high enough. Speaking of stations, there's a lot more stations that we can build now. And I'm gonna set a course for this sector, because we need more Xsotan artifacts. Enough idling around. Yeah, speaking of stations, stations actually are now usable. And that is because shuttlecraft have been implemented. Shuttlecraft can do automated transport for your factories. You can buy automatically from other stations. For example, you can buy energy cells from a power plant or something like that and ship it back to your factory so it can produce, right? But you can also sell with that. You can also tell these shuttles to ship products to your own stations or bring products from your stations, so you can chain link them. You can also set new prices, individual prices for products. You can request transports from AIs, for example, for selling you stuff that you need. So stations definitely have become way easier to handle, way more. What the hell? Okay, that's interesting. They have become way more profitable. So that is something I would like to look into as well in this playthrough, is stations. What do we have here? Is that Xsotan? It better be Xsotan. Yes, it's Xsotan. Good. So this is definitely something we're going to get into. Some new stations have been added, such as oil refineries and coal mines, to stimulate the AI economy. So the natural resources mod that I'm using, that adds coal mines and oil refineries and all of that, becomes somewhat redundant, except for the diamonds. They are still not being produced in a factory. You still have to rely on a flying merchant for this, a planetary merchant. So it's not quite redundant, the mod that I'm using. Then there's new stations that we can build, such as smuggler outposts, biotopes, casinos, shipyards, repair docks, fighter factories, turret factories, and what was it? Resource depots, amongst others, that we can build now and use. Then, yeah, I think this covers pretty much it for the economy patch. So let's get into salvaging. Salvaging has been changed quite a bit. One of the changes have been rolled back in the latest patch. So let's talk about this a little bit. You're not the only salvager in the universe anymore. So no more racks with millions or millions or millions of resources. At least not on top of each other. You will be very lucky if you find such a rack that has really a large amount of resources. You will no longer find large fields of ships that have not been picked clean yet. You will be more or less left with the scraps. In my opinion, that's a good change, because it's makes the game a little bit harder. It's in order for salvaging, you know. And yeah, you don't need one sector to build a gigantic ship or get millions of credits. You will need to search around. This, of course, encourages exploration. Still, you can find wrecks that are very profitable, that have not been stripped clean yet. So, yeah, as I said, you'll be very lucky if you find one of these wrecks that really are packed full with resources. Of course, that only affects wrecks from ships and stations that have been generated, yeah, that have newly generated. Sorry about that. Old wrecks that have already been discovered are not being affected by this. So if you have somewhere a big jackpot lying around with millions of resources in it, go and salvage it. Then the change that was implemented and was changed back later on, was rolled back, was the damage amount of salvaging lasers that is being dealt to various blocks. For example, the higher the value of the block, the more damage you would do to it with the salvaging lasers. For example, a whole block wouldn't take as fast damage as, for example, a shield generator block, because it's worth less. That has been changed back because it caused trouble for salvaging fighters and AI-controlled salvaging ships. The rest of the changes, however, stay. Okay, so far so good. I think that covers most of the changes here. Another patch is in the works, it's the combat patch. That will include new weapon systems such as anti-air, or rather anti-fighter weapons, as well as torpedo weapons. I'm going to look forward to that as well, to test these things out, because combat is now becoming a little bit more, how shall I say, tactical. Did I? No, I didn't. Weapons are going to be specialized, and the AI, of course, is going to use these specialized weapons. AI ships will have, for example, weapons that are better against shields. Some will have weapons that are better against hull. Others will be long-range artillery platforms, for example. Oh, look what we have here. What have we found? A resistance outpost. Now I'm finding you. When I tried to find you, you weren't there. Anyway, weapons are going to be specialized. Some new weapons will be implemented. Fighters are going to be quite important then, as well as fighter defense. Okay, sell the asteroid. Let's see. Army of Yopo. I would like to have a bit better relationship for them, with them, so that ordering crew in bulk is going to be easier. And of course, as for the crew, I will have to replace the shoddy crew that I have in now, bit by bit, with real crew, with professional crew. It's gonna take some time though, but it'll be done. Let's see. Distress signal. Not too keen on that one. Ah, who cares? Enter the coordinates. Let's jump there. Of course, it still takes time. By the way, I've had a little bug. And that is, up here, I was shown that my ship is damaged. I can't build anything on it because it's damaged. I was flying to a repair dock, but it said no repairs are necessary because it's not damaged. But it is damaged, obviously. So, you go here, on this little wrench symbol, repair ship, and you can repair it. You can also discard broken blocks, but you will lose your original design for the ship. It's here in the tooltip. So if you have the problem as well, just go and click the wrench and all will be fine again. Let's see, is there? No, I already sold that. I don't think any other asteroid is here. Then again, I do have a lot of money. Almost 34 million. Not too shabby. I do have to rework the engine section. And by the way, apologies for skipping 2 weeks in a row, but work kept me busy. And especially now that there's Christmas around the corner, we have especially a lot of work. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But, series is continuing. Don't worry. I'm gonna finish this. Marauder! Haha, our fake distress signal has worked. You're as good as that, maggot. I don't think so, maggot. See? Again! It says a block is destroyed. What block? What is supposed to be destroyed? My shields weren't penetrated? And if I fly to a repair dock, I guarantee you it will tell me I'm not damaged. And then again, fighting pirates isn't actually what I need to be doing right now, is it? No, we need the Xsotan artifacts. And then again, who knows what they will drop? I could use some new weapons. And the shields are so strong, they're barely even dented. You could just sit here all day long, have them fight against us, have them shoot at us. It's still not... Shields wouldn't still go down. And what do we get? Trading software. And he's gone. By the way, is there any yellow sectors around us? Yes, they are. Okay, setting coordinates for this one. And another one bites the dust. Eternal hot pink. Doesn't look very hot to me. And what did you chop? Another module. Cargo bay module. Not that I really need it. Haha. Okay, I think 2 or 3 are still left. And done. Okay. Back to the editor, repair. It sounds like a block was replaced, but I really don't know which block it could be. It's probably always the same block that gets destroyed, I don't know. Yeah, not falling for this one. Off we go. Hopefully Xsotan. No? Yes! There's one. Yeah, it's quite close too. We still need a lot of these artifacts. But yeah, we can take our time. Okay. That was a little too fast. And he's gone. I do hope the devs will work a little more on the algorithm for ship generation. Oh, what do we have here? A wreckage. Because fighting stick ships is not exactly a fun thing. See, again, a stick ship made up of 3 sticks. It's not exactly a fun thing, especially since they are very difficult to hit. Okay, he's gone. One more attack, wonderful. Oh yeah, by the way, another change that was made, I just remembered it. It's for the AI freighters, which are quite a nuisance, were quite a nuisance before this patch, because when you are at a dock, or were at a dock, and docked there, a rabbit freighter would often come and just slam into you. And if you have collision damage active, then yeah, that can hurt badly. Especially if they keep bumping into you. That is no longer the case. If a dock is already occupied, a freighter will not try to dock there. So, if you don't have a massive planet-sized ship that occupies all docks at once, you should be fine, because they will now choose docks that are not occupied. They also get some help with docking with the help of tractor beams. Stations can now basically guide the freighters to the docks, which is quite a nifty feature. What I hope to see later on, someday, is a feature that allows us to integrate factories into a complex, such as it was the case in the X series, or rather X3 series, where you could bring entire factories into a complex and have it basically a single station. That would be awesome. And come on, another... Yes, another artifact. Wonderful. There we go. Unfortunately, no artifact in this one. But there should still be 1 or 2 left. Okay, none left. But there's another sector here. So let's fly there. What I'd also like to see is either modules or blocks that reduce the amount of time it takes to charge up the jump drive. Because the bigger the ship, the worse it gets. And you can see it's 3 minutes now for this ship until the jump drive is recharged. That is quite a lot. I reckon it's going to be at least 10 minutes once that ship is done. So I would like to see something that reduces the recharge time. Of course, there are some modules that can do this, but it's more of a side effect rather than a primary effect. So I'd like to see modules that have this as a primary effect. And again, we are damaged for some inexplicable reason. Shields were never punctured, they were never pushed through. But somehow we ended up being damaged. I don't know why. That's a little close for comfort. Can't shoot like this. There we go. And it looks like this is another artifact. Yep. Again? Great. Okay. Reverse. Reverse. There we go. And another attack for us. Shooting green lasers or what it is. Maybe plasma? Kinda looks like the Star Wars ships. Okay, next one. You are next. Funnily enough, there's another wreckage here. Not sure if it has anything worthwhile, but who knows. See, ships like this are much better. They're much easier to hit. Eternal pink. It doesn't look very pink to me. It's more like a beige or something like that. A dark beige. More than a pink. The colors in the game are strange, to be honest. Or maybe I'm just colorblind, I don't know. And done. Okay, one more. Okay, there's 3 more. Okay. Oh, you're down there. Sneaky little. But he does have attack. And the last one. The ship of many sticks. And of course most shots miss. Because why not? There we go, that should be the last one. Once again, repair. Let's see if anything changes up here. Yeah, it was 1 trinium. What the hell? Let's have a quick look then. Energy container, shield generator. Where is the integrity? There it is. Oh, maybe that's why. Gives me only a little bit of integrity. Let's give it some X mirror. Make that a little bit bigger maybe. Like this. There's one down here as well, just because. We need some here as well. Maybe it's because of this. That I don't have integrity field generators all around the ship that this is causing the problems here. I think I'm doing this properly later on. For now, just so provisorical. Can I please? Thank you. I should cover most. Let's have a look at this. Put one more down. If I can. Something is blocking my view. At times like this I would like to have a free camera. Let's taking care of this. That's taking care of this. We have down here something. Well, it's most, but not all. I'll do this properly later on. Replace some blocks here and there. And we need more mechanics. But I suppose that is something I can do in another episode or in between, depending. So, as always, I thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then why don't you consider to like, share, comment or subscribe. It'll help me and the channel. And I hope I'm going to see you next time. Until then, stay safe.